Hashtag T2P, come and take a sip of the thought with me. Well, good afternoon, good evening, hello, goodbye, good morning, all of that good stuff. Hey, everybody. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. It's a Wednesday. Now, look, I know I'm not normally scheduled to come to you in the evenings like this, but tonight I just felt like, on my shirt, I just felt like I had to come to you with the storm brewing in the Gulf and everything that's going on. I just felt like I had to come and talk to you all day. So y'all come and talk to me, share, like, do all the good stuff, invite the people in, let them know that you are about, that you're here and all of that good stuff, and come talk to me. I just want you to check in with me tonight. Check in with me. Let me know you're doing good. Let me know that you're safe. I know some of you may be in the storm's path, but let me know that you are good. And tonight, I just want to check in and talk to you about living. Live your life, your life, live it. Like, it's crazy because I'm sitting here thinking that so many people have had so many times to live their life and be a part of so many things, but they have yet to actually do that. So what I'm saying is, hey, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what you can do. Figure out where you're at, what you can do with your life, and be that with your life. A lot of times you can't truly just be who you are. And tonight I want to talk about it. Tonight I just want to talk about it. You tell me what you think, but while we're checking in with the storm going on, COVID-19, just checking in, I just want to check in with my people and just see what you're doing, see what's going on. Check in on a couple of things that I'm doing in the community and I'm doing in my life, and then also check on you and check on what you're doing in your life. So come and talk to me. Come let me know what's going on. Share, like. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some thumbs up. Let me see all of that good stuff. And come on in and come talk to me. Come on in and come talk to me. Let me know something. What you got to say? Who's on the mic with Titan today? Let me know a little something. Well, anyways, before we get started into all of that, I want to go ahead and make sure that we take a moment and acknowledge that our breath is important. It's always important for you to acknowledge your breath and make sure that you know that you are important, that your life is important, and what you're here to do has yet to be known as of yet, has still not been written in the clouds or whatever have you. So I want to ask that you just take a moment and acknowledge your breath. And the way that we do that here at the Thought to Ponder, we like to take a couple of breaths, and with those couple of breaths, we like to acknowledge that we are living. We like to acknowledge that we are that we love each other, that we're here for each other, and all of that good stuff. So Facebook has changed a little bit of stuff. So I'm trying to see, how do I add the peoples? And there is no adding of the peoples as far as I can see. Huh. You don't say. Let's see what happens here. So maybe I'll share it to the story and let's see what's happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a moment, and let's take a moment and acknowledge that our breath is important. Acknowledge that we are here. Acknowledge that we're living. So we take 3 breaths here with the Thought to Ponder. And what I want to do is make sure that you take those breaths. The first one, I'm going to count out the first breath, and I'm going to do it at a 5 pace. But then the second breath, I won't count. The third breath, however, we're going to make some noise when we release it. We're going to make some noise when we release it. We want to make sure that we do what we need to do. Hey, Kat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She said she let her hair. It's looking a little greenish. If I come a little closer, I don't know if you can see the hue. It looks a little greenish, but hey, I'm all for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, heart. Do all of that good stuff. And as I said, my title of today's check-in is You Must Live. you must live. So get down in the comments and tell me about your experience. Tell me what's going on with you. Tell me what's happening. Check in and let me know how good you're doing, how bad you're doing, indifferent, all of those things. Let me know what's really going on. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take the breath on the count of 3. We're going to take a deep breath in, and we take that deep breath in. We're going to do it at a 5 pace. And then after that, we're going to blow it out. All right. On the first breath, I'm going to count it out, but the second and the third, I won't count. And the third one, we're going to make some noise. All right. On the count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Blow it out. Blow it out. All right. Blow it out. Yes. Now remember, I said on the second breath, I'm not counting, but I'll still do the hand movements. Okay. On the count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And out. Blow it out. Blow it out. Blow it out. Blow it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So on this third breath, you know what we talked about. You need to make some noise. Let the universe know that you got control over this. Let the universe know that your life, your breath is important. Let the universe know, right? On the count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And now don't judge me. I know I just took a breath and I took a swig. Don't judge me. I'm just all right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, like, share, share, share. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some thumbs up. Let me see all of that that's going on with you. Tonight, I titled this, You Must Live. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's COVID. There's a storm that's brewing out in the Gulf. There's things that's going on. People are dying. People are getting sick. There's a lot going on in the world. And so I just want to come to you, and I don't know who this is for exactly, or who needs to hear this, but you must live. You must live. Your life is something that is a blessing, that is a gift from the universe, from God. And I think sometimes what we do is that we don't live because we think we don't have reason enough to live. And so I want to speak on myself for a moment, but I want to say this to anybody that's out there that's struggling with anything, to anybody that's out there that's having an issue or a problem or a concern. Sometimes you have to think about what you're living for. And if you're not living for yourself, if you're not living for the love and the life and the spirit of you, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Yes, I live for my family. Yes, I live for my loved ones. Yes, I live for those people that are out there that I have to do for, or I must do for, or I want to do for. But am I living for myself? And I know a lot of you are going to say, okay, Titan, come on. Like, that's a little selfish. And we always talk about this. But let's be honest. Are we living for ourselves? Are we truly living for ourselves? Because if we're truly living for ourselves, then we could be able to understand what that means, right? But we're not living for ourselves, right? We're not living for ourselves. We know that what that thing that we live for, we know that it doesn't give us gratitude like that. It doesn't make us feel good like that. And then the old saying goes, what's worth having is worth working for. And I get it. Sometimes you have to work for it. But help me understand this. Do I have to work every day of my life 24/7 all the time just to get scraps? Just to get, what are you living for? That's my question. You need to live. Right now, there's a lot going on that's keeping us in the house and keeping us stuck to these laptops, to Zoom, to all of that. But are you living? Ask yourself that. When was the last time you had a good time for yourself? When was the last time you had a moment for yourself? When was the last time you thought to yourself, Did I have a good time? Or was I worried about something that was over here that I shouldn't even be worried about in the first place? So, y'all know I like to tell a story, right? I got a little story. Y'all come on in, kick off your shoes, take a little sip. Okay, maybe more than a sip. I had a conversation with someone a couple of days ago, and the person said to me, "What are you living for? Who are you living for?" And I remember at one point in my life, I would have said this, and this. One, two, three, A, B, C. But let me be honest with you. You want to know what I'm living for in these days? You want to know what I'm living for? I'm living for me. I'm living for me. I'm living for me to be happy. I'm living for me to be content. Hey, Casey. Hey, Casey. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So let me tell y'all real quick. So Casey asked me what was I sipping on. So my good friend Keisha, I don't even know if she's on here tonight, but she took me to the candy shack. And yeah, I got a hurricane, little pink panties, yeah, a little something. And the pink panties is an actual drink. And oh, and the Incredible Hulk, that's what the little green comes from. Yeah, but anyway, that's what that is. But anyways, so I wanted to come to you all tonight. Wait a minute, one second. So I wanted you to come. Oh, you need an alcoholic beverage? Look, let me tell you. I don't know where you're at, but if you got a candy shack near you, yeah, yeah, you need one. Just a little sip. Just a little sip of do you. Just a little sip of do you. So so I realized that I have to live. So the person asked me this, and I was telling them that sometimes you have to understand that living for yourself may be a lonely place sometimes. Sometimes you have to understand that living for yourself means that you have to live for yourself when nobody else wants to live in the same space that you are in. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Because I was saying to myself, I feel so lonely right now. Like I feel lonely, like I feel like I don't have anybody around me because I'm doing these things, but I do have people around me. But sometimes I'm not living. I watch everybody else live and do, right? And I say to myself, I'm good because I got a roof over my head. I got a vehicle in my driveway. I can pay my bills. I have a job. I'm good. But in reality, what am I really living? Am I living just to pay bills? Am I living just to do? Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying go out here and do something that you don't have the means for. But what I am saying is that you can't keep neglecting yourself. You can't keep putting yourself down and saying that I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that because you're just not going to do it. Love yourself, right? You must live. How much of it do you think that you're doing? How much living are you truly doing right now? Are you doing a lot or you're doing very little? So here's my story. Having a conversation with this person, and they said to me that this is what they're doing. But 9 times out of 10, they're constantly crying. 9 times out of 10, they don't have happiness in their life, according to them. I'm just going off what they're saying, just going off what they're saying. And 9 times out of 10, they can't do this because they got to do this for somebody and this for somebody. And then I asked them, I said, so when are you going to live for yourself? And this is funny because sometimes I think this is a conversation we have over and over and over again that when are you going to live for yourself? But in reality, I am living for who? Because I'm not really living for myself. It's funny because I find myself living for everybody else except me. So here's the part. As most of you already know, that I am HIV positive, right? I am a gay black man who's HIV positive. I told someone the other day because they were telling me that it made no sense for them to take their medication. It made no sense for them to live on. They literally cannot live having HIV. Now, I don't know if the universe sent this person to me. I don't know if this person was supposed to cross my path. I'm speaking of at the time. I don't know what that was. But what I knew in my spirit is that I had to talk to this person and let this person know 15 years ago, I was at this same place. 15 years ago, I didn't want to live. 15 years ago, I thought my life was over. Hence my title today, You Must Live. We have things happen to us, and I know right now during the darkness, during the this gray era, this place of you don't know whether you're going or you're coming or what you're doing and so forth and so on, you have got to live. I did not take my medicine for a whole year trying not to live. And sometimes I say to myself that I'm not going to tell people this. Because when I tell people this, it's a couple of things that may happen, right? Number one, there's a pity party. And I'm not trying to be weak, right? Now, I'm being totally transparent tonight, y'all. So hear me out. I didn't want to be weak. So I didn't want to tell everybody my story and what happened. But sometimes you have to understand where you're at. When you are a fighter and you are fighting all the time to just stay above water, and then something comes along and knocks you down and drags you for a long time, you're stuck. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know who you can trust. And hell, you can't even really trust yourself. Because I'm telling you, I didn't take my medication for a whole year. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, hoping and wishing that what was my destiny would happen. You understand what I'm saying? Now, please understand, I've been through everything I need to do, therapy, counseling, all this stuff, and I'm on the other side. However, what I did was I lived for everybody else. There were so many years that I couldn't be myself. There were so many years that I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do for me. There were so many years that I hated who I was because I couldn't live my truth. I couldn't be in my truth. And I didn't want to commit suicide physically, in the physical sense, right? But I wanted to commit suicide in the sense that I wanted to let it all go, just be done with it. So I don't know who this is for tonight, whoever this is right here. It's for me as well. Because I've come to the realization over these last couple of years that I was in control over where I went and what I did and who I was there for. But I wasn't in control of my own life. I was not living my life for me. There was so much going on. There was so much hate. There was so much craziness that I just did not understand what was happening. Right? And so, with that being said, this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I had to come to the realization that my medication was important because my life was important. I had to come to the terms that my status was important because my life was important. A lot of times we don't think about it like that. So tonight I titled this check-in, You Must Live. You got to live. And if you're not living for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, who are you living for? Stop right now and ask yourself, who am I living for? And if you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to get to you, then you're not living for yourself. If you can tell me that you're living for this, for that, for them, for they, for he, for she, whoever, you're not living for yourself. Who are you living for? And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, I had to learn this lesson the hard way because I kept trying to live for everybody else. I kept trying to make it easy for everybody else to do what they need to do. And again, this is no pity party. This is an understanding that I had to get. Sometimes you don't know that your living is in vain because you never lived for yourself. Have you ever went somewhere and done something and was like, I never knew this. I never knew that this was the case. And I never knew it could be this good. Who are you living for? If you're not living for yourself, then you're not living for yourself. I want to go back to the HIV status. Those of you who are out there living with HIV, those of you who are out there affected and effected by HIV, those of you who are out there seeing this for the first time and not knowing and so forth and so on, there is a space for you. There is a place for you. Those of you who are dealing with HIV, there's a space, there's a place, there's a time, there's enough out there for you, right? You must live. If you don't do anything else for yourself, live, love, have fun, laugh, understand what that means. Stop going to that dark place and thinking it's okay because it's comfortable, because you don't have to do anything in that dark space. All you got to do is just sit there and let it envelop you. That's all you have to do. But are you living? And it doesn't have to be on a grand scale. It doesn't have to be on a yacht somewhere in the Canary Islands. It doesn't have to be that. All it has to be is you just taking a moment and loving yourself and living for yourself. That's all it takes. Understanding where you are, understanding that you're not perfect, understanding that you're not going to be perfect, understanding that your flaws is what makes you powerful. Understand that. When I was first diagnosed with HIV, well, I'm going to go back. When I was first diagnosed with AIDS, I did not understand what was happening. Everything started going so fast. What I'm about to say now is for the person I had the conversation with. It's for those that are out there that are thinking that life is over because you're HIV positive. Those that are out there thinking that you are dead to the world because you're HIV positive. Those that are out there thinking that you can never have a love life, you can never be with someone. Somebody can never love you the way that you should be loved because you're HIV positive. What I want to say to you is that is so far from the truth. Know your status. That's power number one, is to know your status. Number two, understand where you are in your status. Understand how powerful it is to know and to communicate to your partner and to people that you are around what's going on with you. And if you're not there, you're not there. So I'm not telling you to go out and come out, as everybody like to say. I don't even like the word come out. But know where you're at. Take the power back in your hands. Stop leaving it up to whoever it is that you're with, whoever it is that you're dealing with. Stop leaving it up to them. You be smart and understand where you are. You be the one to have the condoms and the lube or whatever it is that you may have. You be the one to take the protection. Take the time to protect yourself if that's what you're doing. And if you don't want protection, then you be the one to be able to have the conversation with the other person that this is not something that you deal in and you understand what the risks are. But consent, right? Make sure you know where you're at. And lastly, if somebody wants to tell you, well, not lastly, but next to the last, if somebody can't be with you for being truthful about who you are, then they were never right for you to begin with. They were never supposed to be with you to begin with. Understand what I'm saying? Understand where I'm at. I thought that I was damaged goods. I thought that I could never have love again. I thought I could never have sex again. I thought I could never be with somebody in the way that I think that I should be. But that was so far from the truth. I just had to be man enough, woman enough, whatever it is that you feel that you need to be enough of to understand of what the consequences were for my actions. Understand that silence is violence. Understand that I cannot be any better to you than I am to myself. If I can't even say it to myself, then how the hell am I going to say it to you? How am I going to be upfront with you about who I am and what I am and what I'm doing if I can't even say it myself? I can't even speak it out loud. So for you, whoever you are out there that's not understanding where you're at, not getting where you're at, don't understand what the next step is, take a moment and listen. Listen to you. Take a moment and live your life. Knowing your status is power. That's a good way to live your life, knowing your status. Take take the stigma. Take all the nastiness out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Know your status. Know what you're doing. I think it's powerful for a man or a woman or black, white, gay, straight, whoever you may be, right? It's powerful for you to know your status. Number one, and I'm talking about HIV status right now, but number one, know your status. Know your status if you're positive, know where you're at in your status. If you're negative, know that status. There's power in that. How do you think that this disease, how do you think that these infections, these STIs, HIV and such is spread so easily because nobody is talking about it? And you would think in 2020 that everybody would be talking about it. But please understand, how is it that you are still out there getting this? This is being spread. There's still an epidemic, a pandemic. It's still this, is still that in 2020 because we're still not talking about it. There's still stigma around that period. And it's a lot easier not to talk about it. It's a lot easier to act like it doesn't exist. But in order for you to live, you must know where you're at. And I'm telling you status because you must know. Because if you are one of those people, and I'm going to be real quick with y'all, real quick. If you're one of those people that run into the room and turn off the lights and all you do is search and fondle and flip and script until you find the spot, and then you go in and you hump, and then it's over, and you ain't even looked at the person in the eyes, and you ain't even look, I get the quickie. I get the fun. I get that, but are you living? Are you understanding what you're actually doing? And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying, are you understanding what you're actually doing? Did you give consent? Did you communicate to what this means to you? Do you understand? Do you understand? And yes, you're right. You're right, 3. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. You're right, 3. AIDS was the pandemic of that time. And you're right. A lot of people like to say, oh, but it's not AIDS. No, but back then, that's what I was diagnosed with. So I'm going to tell you what I was diagnosed with. But automatically, I thought I was dead. And I thought I was gone. And it wasn't because of just me being out there being wild, which everybody seems to think that's what it was. But it really wasn't that. You know what it was? It was me saying, I trust you and I don't know you. It was me saying that you got to be taking care of yourself because you're out here doing what you're doing, right? It was me saying, I'm going to just close my eyes and it's going to be great because this person is a catch and this is what we're going to do. And come to find out, this person was out to hurt other people because he had been hurt. Know your status. To live is to know your status. To live, for those of you who are HIV positive, is to take your medication and stay up on your doctor's visits and understand where you're at. Know where you're at in your status. That's the living part. And then I want to say this to you, that if you are around somewhere, if you are having somewhere and somebody is doing something that you don't like, speak up. I would rather you speak up and be ostracized or ridiculed or talked about than to be a statistic, than to be some stats on the paper. I would rather you have that. Now, everybody is not going to agree with me. Everybody's not going to like that. But status is a must. In order for you to live, you got to know your status. You got to know where you're at. Because if you're just running around here doing everything under the sun just blindly and you don't know nothing, then you're a danger to yourself and you're a danger to others out there in the world. Real talk. So this is what I want to say to you tonight. This is not just for me, even though I'm talking from a place of experience and I'm talking where I've been and possibly where I'm going and so forth and so on. What I want to say to you, to know your status is to live. This goes out for that person I talked to a couple of days ago. This goes out to the person that asked me about HIV and how do you live with HIV. This goes to the person that's out there that doesn't know about HIV, doesn't know what it looks like, doesn't know what it feels like, don't even understand why HIV is even around. This goes out to that person. Everybody needs to know their status so they can live. They can live. Because everybody's not going to be truthful to you. Everybody's not going to be honest. Everybody's not going to tell you what's going on in their life. Everybody's not going to be upfront about who they are and what they have. Because if that was the case in point and they were already doing it, we would have no STIs continuously being spreaded. We would have HIV still, we would have it under control. We would have a cure. We would have this, we would have that. Like there's so many things that we would have. But let me tell you something. With all that, take all that out the way. Do you want to live? And if you want to live, where do you start? You start by knowing who you are and what you represent. Number two, you start by knowing your status. That's the most powerful thing you can do is know your status. And number three, know where you stand. Know what lane you are in. Are you in the lane of communication or are you in the lane of inner darkness? There is no other lane. Oh, there's a if, there's a and, there's a but type. No, it ain't. Either you do or you don't. And I'm not telling you that everything requires a condom. I'm not telling you that everything requires protection because some people don't believe in that and some people don't use it. And well and good. What I'm saying is knowledge of your status, knowledge of who you are, knowledge of where you stand, knowledge of your numbers. And if you're HIV positive, there's no reason that I should ever talk to you. If you talk to me and you tell me that you're HIV positive, or I contact you and I say, well, hey, what are your numbers? Where are you at? What's going on? There should be no da ba da ba do ba da ba do. You should be man or woman enough to let me know exactly what it is. Right off the bat. If we have that communication. I'm not saying everybody's to the point that I am, but that's what I'm saying. Here today, we can no longer be quiet. We can no longer be silent about what's going on because people are dying. People are getting definitely ill. People are sick out there. And you are still out there running around doing, but you can't even talk about what it is. And so let me say this. Let me say this. I'm not demonizing anybody. I'm not breaking anybody down. I'm not saying that you are less than because at one point I was there. At one point, I couldn't even tell you that I was HIV positive. At one point, I couldn't even tell you that I was a Black gay man. At one point, I couldn't even talk in circles or even be in the same room with people that were doing stuff. Sometimes there were times where I just sunk myself into the back. And I stopped going these places because I couldn't stand there and be that. And now I'm on the flip side. Now I'm open and I'm honest and I'm upfront about who I am and what I am. And I cannot continue to stand. I just told a friend of mine yesterday or either today, I can't stand in the room like that anymore. I can't sit here and constantly listen to you talk about me because you don't know that I'm gay. Number one, you didn't know. Number two, you didn't know that I was HIV positive. So you're talking about me. And I used to do this. Turn the cheek and go on about my business. But I don't do that anymore. My mama said something to me earlier this year. She said, I'm scared for you because people out there are going to be angry and upset with you. And I told her, I said, Mama, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do it because if I had somebody that was able to stand up in front of me and be proud of who they were or who they are or where they stand in society, I don't know where I would be right now. Would I have gotten there sooner? Would I haven't got? So this is my thing. I can't tell nobody else what to do. But for Titan and his house, I'm going to always make sure that I speak. I'm going to always make sure for the person in the nosebleed. I'm going to always make sure for the person that's hiding behind that, or that person that was me not so long ago that just slid to the background and just waited for the chaos to be over. And then when the chaos was over, I got up, dusted myself off, and went on about my business. But what does that do? It breeds a cesspool of nastiness, of dirtiness, a cesspool of I can do what I want to do to you and treat you any kind of way and get away with it because nobody's going to say anything. Thank you, Sultry. Thank you. I'm trying. Indeed. And it always allows you to be free. And I want to say this to what Sultry just stated. Stand in your truth that allows you to be free. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that standing in that truth comes at a cost. We know that. A lot of times in this society, in this world, it comes at a cost. So sometimes you have to make sure that you are doing exactly what you need to do and what you need to have in order for you to be great. In order for you to be great. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Somebody's knocking. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I am so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. But yeah, so I'm almost done here. But I have to be honest about what's happening, and I have to be honest with what we're saying. Stand in your truth and be free. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever because it took me a minute to get to that point. But what I am going to say is that sometimes standing in your truth comes at a cost. You have to understand that once you stand in your truth, and I'm not trying to deter anybody from standing in the truth. I believe that everybody should stand in their truth, and I believe it's a good thing and it's a great thing. But let me express this to you. Let me give you the overall, right? You stand in your truth, and sometimes it's going to be great. It's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. But sometimes it's going to be hard. People are going to say things, and people are going to do things, and people are going to be there. And I know that we don't care what anybody says. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. If there was no such thing as words hurting us, then it would be no such thing as words hurting us. Words hurt. Things happen around us in and out of our community that we just can't digest sometimes. So I want you to understand what your truth means. Your truth means liberation. It means honesty. It means transparency. It means spirit. It means gifts. It means great. It means all of those things. But your truth sometimes comes at a cost. And I want you to be aware of what that cost may be, whatever it is for you. Mine was I had people telling me that I was wrong for deceiving them. Now, mind you, I've never did anything with anybody after I found out about my status. When I told them about my status, I got different reactions. I got this, I got that. I always told people that I am blessed beyond means. But have I hurt? Have I cried? Have I wondered if I was ever even supposed to be here? We talked about that earlier. So I don't want you to be afraid of your truth, but I want you to understand what truth means. But I want you to understand that you are powerful enough to stand in your truth, right? You just have to understand what it is. We did speaking of, we did the billboard. And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to an end with the billboard. It was only going to be up for a month. It's on I-10 and Greg, and I want to talk to you about standing in your truth and sometimes it being hard. The billboard basically says protect Black trans women, right? And we were talking about this because we need to protect Black trans women, okay? Nothing that is not anything, and this is what gets me. I can't tell you to protect me or protect them or protect her or protect him or protect this without somebody telling me I'm wrong. But this is what you have to really look at. Why do we need protect Black trans women billboard? Why? Why do we need these PSAs that we're doing? Why do we need the Trans Ally Collective that we're doing? Why do we need any of these things? Because if this world was so great, if America was so great, then we wouldn't need none of this stuff that I'm speaking of right now. If America was so great, nobody would have ostracized me because I was HIV positive. If the world was so great, nobody would be killing me with a knee in my neck because for no other reason than I'm a Black man. What I want you to do is to understand what this means. Understand what it means. Just because we say today protect so and so, that doesn't mean that we're not going to protect everybody else. But right now, who's being murdered in the streets? Who's being killed? Right now, we need to bring attention to this. Right now, we need to make sure that we're fighting for the very same people that fought for us. But here's my thing. You want to tell me, well, Titan, what is this? So this world is so great, but this world is telling me that they should go to hell, that I should go to hell, that I should be stoned, that I should be killed, that I should be done. I should be done all of these things. I should be strung up for supporting Black trans women, for being there for those people that were there for me, for understanding that they have a fight just as I have a fight, to understand that we are all in this together. We're all in the same game. But this is what they want. They want you to separate. They can divide and conquer you that way. We can't stand together because you're not like me. Oh, but you are like me because your skin color is Black, but you're not like me. So therefore, I don't want to give you support because I don't understand or I'm ignorant to the fact of what you're going through. We can't all fight together. We can't all be together. There have been some nasty things said since that billboard went up. There have been some ugly, ugly people. When I say ugly, I mean their spirit. Ugly people saying things that I thought I would never hear in my lifetime. And then you want to tell us, why you hiding? Why you don't come out? Why do I have to come out? If this world was so great, I would never have to come out. If this world was the best place on earth, I would never have to come out. This country. I say world. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. If it was so good, why do I have to come out? What's the need? Somebody told me one day, well, Titan, you just need to just speak your truth. And whatever anybody has to say, that's a bullshit. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Me speaking my truth at one point would have got me killed. Me speaking my truth at one point would have got me strung up. Me speaking my truth at one point would have got me beat up, as I've fought so many times in my life. I don't understand. I didn't understand then why I had to fight to be me, to be who God made me. The very thing that's given to me, the very thing that's given to me, I had to fight for, which is my life. You can imagine how many fights I had growing up because I was different. Didn't know I was different because society told me I was different. That's when I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong with me because society told me. I couldn't even live my life. I wasn't bothering anybody, just living my life. And what makes you so threatened by me that you have to beat me into submission? You have to beat me to close my mouth, to be quiet. You have to pretty much kill me in order for me not to be me. What is it about me that affects you so much that that's the case in point? So I'm running around here living five lives. I'm running around here doing everything that I think I should be doing so that I can make sure that I got this going on. So I can make sure that I'm not going to be ridiculed. I'm not going to be talked about. So I can make sure. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And the reality of it is that what am I doing it for? I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy pretending. But people want to tell me all the time that, oh, I was playing the game. Like it was something that I wanted to do. No, because I remember being in the military and me telling them that I was gay was surely going to get me something that night, sometimes beat up, something. Now I'm a fighter. I ain't no killer, but I'm a fighter. But I remember the way people looked at me when they knew that I was gay, the disgust on their face, the way they looked at me, the way they whispered and talked about me. But then to be HIV positive as well, they didn't want to drink behind me. And not that they are supposed to drink behind me, right? But they didn't want to touch anything that I had touched. And somebody asked me, "Well, you hid yourself and you did this and you did that." I did it for survival. I did it for survival. I was in denial. I was depressed because the very thing that they told me that was going to submit me to go to hell, I got. So what do I do? Yes, Titan, stand in your truth. Be who God made you. But while you stand in your truth, understand you're going to hell. Understand God did not make you. Understand you're an abomination. Understand that you're not good for anybody. Understand you are getting what you deserve. You are getting the punishment God set forward for you because this is who you are. This is what you are. And I had done nothing. I wasn't bad. I was a good student. I was good to my parents. I was good to my people. I was always trying to make sure that everybody was good to go. I always made sure I was good. I let my guard down and I trust somebody. And because nobody had been good to him, he was going to be bad to me. And I think about that all the time. What if I wouldn't have got in that car? What if I wouldn't have went to that room? What if I wouldn't have gotten that bed? What if I wouldn't have tried? What if I would have just been holier than thou and never experienced sex or love or kissing or anything? What if I would have just done that? What if I could have just been me and just said, "This is what I like. This is who I am. This is who God made me." What if? But needless to say, I can't do that. Or I couldn't do that. Most kids can't. Especially you're black and you're gay. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all check in. How are you? Really? Check in with yourself. Check in with your children. Let your children know that you are great. Let your children know that they are wonderfully made. Let your children know that they are there for you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something. What we have now, we have a point of you being a grown woman or man with a child's mentality. We have children that are adults now, that are still children in an adult frame. Because you never had the chance to deal with your trauma and your pain. You never had the chance as a child to express how you truly felt and what was going on. So now you are here. Now you are here. What happens to you? Think back. Now, this may be a trigger for some. This may be, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but I'm just saying, think about these children. Right now, today, your child may be wanting to talk to you and tell you something, but you have an environment that is not conducive to love and understanding. Think about that. Because I tried to come to mine back in the day and they didn't believe me. They thought I was playing. Who plays about something like that? I've never been the same since. I don't know where my life would have led. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know who I could have been. And maybe, just maybe, I am, who I'm supposed to be right now in this moment. But could I have been something better without the trauma, without the molestation, without the rape? Could I have been somebody better? And a lot of times people say that that's the cross you bear. You don't know nothing because you ain't been through nothing. But I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. Would I rather not go through it? You're damn skippy. But those days are gone. I've been through it. Now I have to understand who I am and what I am in a culture, in a society where we don't talk about the trauma. We don't talk about the boys who have to grow up to be men because they've been violated. We don't talk about them. We tell them all the time, stand up, be a man, show up, stop crying before I give you something to cry for. Don't show no emotions. Don't be who you are. Don't do this. You a man. You be strong. You be this. But how am I supposed to be a man when I'm still a child in a man's body? When here and here, I don't understand what has happened to me. I've never had the chance to work through it, to talk it through, to even understand why. I blame myself. I understand that I was the culprit because that's what the person told me. If you wouldn't have been doing this, if you wouldn't have been wearing that, if you would have been acting more like a boy, you wouldn't have got that. Then who am I to tell? I can't tell my parents. Why? Because he said he's going to kill them. And this is what I mean by taking care of somebody else before you. It has always been, Titan, make sure you protect them. Titan, you got to protect them. Titan, you're the man of the house. Titan, you're the man. You are the man. So take care of them. Make sure they go to bed. Make sure they go to school. Take care of them. Make sure don't nobody harm them. Make sure nobody harm that. And here I am in this man's body with that 10, 11-year-old mentality. And I can't even deal with my own ish. I can't even deal with my own problems. That was a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I have to say to you. Love yourself and live. Sometimes you're going to have to go to that dark space, that dark place, and understand where you were was bad, it was wrong. But sometimes you're going to have to go there and understand what it is. You're going to have to go there and understand exactly what it takes to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, you live. Ugh, that took a lot out of me. So on this night, as the storm is brewing in the Gulf and coming towards us, I'm here in Houston, Texas, coming towards us. COVID is still going on. You're still trying to live your life. For the person that contacted me to talk about HIV, being HIV positive and taking medications and doing this, let's be honest about all of this. The bottom line is you must live. So in order for you to live, you need to figure out how to do that. Sometimes it may be a long run for you to live. Sometimes it may be short. Sometimes it may be hard. Sometimes you may not even understand what's going on to even understand how to live, but you must live. So tonight, when you lay your head to that pillow, tonight, when you pray, you meditate, tomorrow morning, when you pray and you meditate, tomorrow, when you start on your day, tomorrow, when you move forward, I want you to know one thing: you must live. And if you step back and allow yourself to die because you feel that's best for everybody, think about it. You must live. You must live. You must live. I can't fight for you if I can't fight for myself. I can't fight for nobody else. I can't keep you above water if I don't know how to swim. Live. In that living, you will love yourself. In that living, you will love yourself. And in that loving yourself, you will live. You will live. You will. I felt like Iyanla Vanzant just now. You will live, beloved. You will live. No, look, ladies and gentlemen, live. Check in with yourself. Check in with your family. Check in with your people, but live. I can't say it enough. There's enough in this world that's bad. And regardless of what you think and regardless of how you feel, you are not bad. You are made good. You are good. You are there. Live your life. Live your life. And don't let nobody else tell you not to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some may argue tonight that it was a drink that took me down the road. But I want to tell y'all this. There's a lot in this world, excuse me, that will take you out. There's a lot in this world that we don't understand. We've had some bad things happen to us. Check in with yourself. And when you're checking in with yourself, be honest. Because you can lie all day to everybody else that you're good, but you can't lie to yourself. You cannot. And I know you want to. Because hell, I used to love lying to myself. Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. Yes, I'm good. I am good. But I wasn't. I was hurting. I was hurt. I was angry. I was mean. I was trauma filled. 15 years. 14. It took me to even say out loud. I lied to the people around me. Not maliciously. Not maliciously. I lied to them because I wanted to protect them from me. I wanted to protect them from me. So I lied. Oh yeah, I'm coming, Keisha. I'm on it. Yes, the drink. And I just want to let everybody know on this live, she's the one that you need to blame for the drink. Yeah. I was at home minding my business before she came and picked me up. And Keisha said you can't lie to yourself. But I wanna disagree with Keisha just a little bit. You can lie to yourself because you think that you are lying to yourself. I stood in the mirror many a days and said I was fine. I was lying to myself. I stood in front of people many a days. I facilitated classes. I did all of that while I was dying on the inside. But every day I would go into that bathroom, look in that mirror, and give myself a pep talk. Don't let them see you sweat, Titan. You can do this. Now get out there and show them what you're made of. And that's exactly what I did. Day in and day out, never, ever, 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 ever taking a moment for myself. Never understanding that I was hurting so bad. And you're right, I shouldn't lie to myself. But a lot of times, baby, every day we lie to ourselves that we're okay, hoping that we don't break down. Every day we're lying to ourselves that we are 100, when in reality we're like 48%. We always tell ourselves, because what we see in the mirror is what we hope to be. But what's staring back at us is who we really are. Bags under the eyes, hurt heart, crying soul, all of that stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know I've been before you long, and I said I wasn't going to be. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you and what you do. Go over to the Thought to Ponder on Facebook. And then also you can check out my website. My website is a good place to go. I have photographs that I've taken. You know, I'm a photographer as well. And I have photographs on my Photogriphany store. And I'm going to put it across the bottom. And what I do is I take pictures of I love taking pictures of just random things, just things that I just like, because I think there's beauty in everything. And I have a good amount of pictures on the Photogriphany store, which just shows you down at the bottom, TitanCapri.com, and then click on Photogriphany store up at the top. And click on any of those photos, and you can actually purchase them on t-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags, canvases, all of that good stuff. So if you would like to support me, if you would like to go and get you a mug, if you would like to go and get your cell phone case with any of the pictures I have on there, or if you have something that you would like for me to photograph for you to put on the site, you know, I'm more than welcome. I'm more than happy to do that as well. I'm not doing photography right now because of COVID and everything that's happening. I just have one more gig that I've already agreed to. And so I'm going to keep my promise on that. But I'm not doing the photography that much anymore, because now I have to really be careful, because I have an 82-year-old grandmother. So I'm always trying to make sure that I'm watching out for her and so forth and so on. But if you would like to support me in any type of way, in any type of love offering, then go on and get you a mug. I think they're like $14 for the mugs, right? Go on and look at any of the photos that I have listed there, and you can put any of them on a mug. You can also click on the edit function, right? And you can move the picture around the mug however you would like for it to be. You can have it in the front, you can have it on the side, you can have it all the way around, however you would like it. On the t-shirts, you can get a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt, right, with the photos. If you like me that much, you see my logo that's here, right here. If you like that, then you can get the logo. It's up in the corner right there. My Thought to Ponder logo. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for checking in. I appreciate you. I love you. Go check out TitanCapri.com. Also on the website, I do have the Titan Chronicles, which is my actual book, right? Titan Chronicles. You can actually get it on Amazon. You can actually get it on Amazon as well. But if you go to the site and click on the Titan Chronicles, what it will do, you click on it, it'll take you to that, and you can get it. The book is $15. It's a great out of the box book for me. My first book, first in the series, and yeah, it's a little bit of How to Get Away with Murder and a little bit of Scandal. So I think you might like it. It's a good start. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. But do check, starting on Monday, do check out my Thought to Ponder on Facebook. And do check out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will have my Thought to Ponder, and I will have guests on and all of that other good stuff. So I'm doing a little revamping and all of that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, please be safe. Be understanding that this storm is coming in. Make sure that you're safe. Make sure that you're good. Go out and support, click and support me if you would like. And then also, too, if you'd like to leave me a love offering by purchasing a book or something like that, please go ahead and do so. And then also, I am Titan Capri on Cash App. So you can do that as well if you would like. Somebody just asked me about that. So I'll go ahead and put that in. And you can do that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. I appreciate you. And I love you for what you do for me. And then please go over to Thought to Ponder on Facebook and like and follow and subscribe and do all of that stuff. I'm also on YouTube, right? I'm broadcasting to YouTube tonight, right? So go on to YouTube, Titan Capri, and check me out and do all of that good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Thank you all for tuning in, checking in. You all be safe. I'll be back with you all on Friday, I believe. So just take care, be blessed, and do all of that good stuff. Until next time, peace and blessings to you.